Okay, so this is the first video cast. For our group, we had people, so I chose to John Cage, the experimental composer. John Cage was born in 1912. He's a really multi-talented guy. He was originally actually intending to be a writer rather than a musician. He ended up dropping out of college and then came back. He went to Europe and then came back to the States, and that's when he started studying music. And he started under composer Arthur Schoenberg, this guy. And it wasn't. That's when he discovered he had a taste for experimental music as opposed to traditional. And ever since then, John Cage has been built a foundation of just being highly innovative as both an electronic musician, experimental musician, lots of new things that he brought to the table. A lot of the experimental nature was brought about from an influence of like Dadaism, which is the really absurdist art movement from early 20th century. He also had a lot of influence from Buddhism actually, and the idea of indeterminism, the inability to see what's coming next, and that's basically he used that philosophy in his music a lot as something that no one had really done before. One of the things John Cage is most known for is the prepared piano, which is this innovative thing he tried, where he basically would change the timbre of a piano by adding things into the actual instrument itself, and through that creating a completely new instrument that's much more percussive in nature. And one of his most famous recordings is called Sonatas and Interludes, which is basically an hour-long piece consisting of prepared piano pieces, and it's wonderful. Another thing that Cage is really highly known for, probably more than anything, is one single composition called 4 minutes and 33 seconds that he composed in 1952. Debuted it live, and basically the entire song is just sitting there in silence, and the idea is really an epitome of John Cage's entire philosophy on music, which is that it's more about how the audience perceives what's going on as opposed to the actual music being produced by the performers. Therefore, the ambient environmental noise of the piece, which is just silence, is really what the music is, and that's kind of the idea behind it. And that piece is actually a good example of chance composition, which is what John Cage really innovated on. Basically, it's based on improvisation, based on undeterminable performance elements. For example, he would sometimes want to toss a coin to decide what sonic elements are played in a certain song. And he used something called the I Ching, which is basically a Chinese text, and he used that to create. So an example of the chance composition kind of idea is a song called Imaginary Landscape, number 4, written in 1951. And basically this entire thing is written for 12 radios coming on different frequencies. So here's a bit of that track. As you can see, the radios are not set on any particular tune. It's literally whatever's coming through that frequency. Therefore, it's a completely random performance every time it's performed. This is some students. So this is my incredibly rushed video on John Cage. Here's a little bit of biography. So basically, in a nutshell, he was known for using chance composition, prepared piano, and 4 minutes and 33 seconds. He's a very challenging composer, and that's why he's renowned through history.